Hello and welcome to video 3, and in this video we're going to have a quick look at buttons. Every user interface has a button in there somewhere, so let's pop one in. So btn as our variable, we're going to call tk.button with a capital B, and we're going to pop it into our app window, and we're going to set some text equal to click me, and let's pop it in there. Now, previous video I mentioned pack, grid and place. If you don't know what they are, go back to a previous video in this playlist, but we're just going to use button.pack to pop it in the window this time round. So if I click the button, nothing's happening because we haven't told it to do anything. So let's add in a what's called command, and that will then run a particular piece of code. So if I will call a function, in this case, we'll call it clicked. If it's spelt correctly, would help. And then we'll put our function up here, clicked, and we're not going to pass in any arguments, and we're just going to basically print out as first you clicked the button. Okay, right, so let's run that. So now we've got this button, we've got it to do something if we have it set correctly. There's nothing over here that is where your print statement would come out. So if I click the button, you click the button, and no matter how many times I click it, it just prints out, does what it's asked to do. So let's close that. If we wanted to, like, these are quick buttons to run some software, say like, obviously I'm running Python at the moment, but if you wanted to bring up VLC, so if I type in this is the terminal by the way, so if I type in VLC, and I've pre-copied a link to a online streaming music station, which I'll stop just after I start, like so. So it makes it pop the VLC software on. But if we wanted to do this via our bit of software, we could use a library. So we'll import sub process, and when we click the button, you click the button, and just jump to the end, and we will then call sub process dot call, and in brackets we need to add a list because we're going to pass in some arguments. So the first thing is we're going to call VLC as our program, and in this list, separated via comma, we're going to now pass in our argument, which is the radio station that we've using. Close off that list, and then we'll close off the normal bracket, and if we run it now, we've now basically created our own radio player, like so. Okay, so it's very simple. Now that's a big box to have a tiny little button that just brings up a window, so let's comment out this line by pressing Alt and 3, and it'll pop in a couple of hashes in front of it, and this time if I run it, it'll only give you the size of the button, but you don't get your title because the window is that small. If I expand it, then you'll get your window and the window pop up. Okay, so that's a quick look at buttons. In the next video we're going to be looking at adding a label, updating the text of the label, and then we're going to be looking at padding, because this button is right to the top and you want to space things out, so that's where we'll start making our GUI look a little bit better. And just like we brought in the radio then, internet streaming, we're going to create our first little app, which will be like a radio player, music streamer, where you'll be able to change your stations and stuff. So that'll be a first little project in the next few videos. So we're building up to it. Okay? Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.